Alright, we are going to be learning how to play Civilization V. I am using the Gods and Kings expansion as well as the Brave New World expansion. Even for new players, I recommend that you use both of these. There's no reason to turn them off. They only add good things, and the entire game it's been out for long enough. It's so inexpensive. You can get the complete edition for less than $15 if you watch out for a sale. So this is going to be very, very, very introductory, very basic stuff. So if you're familiar with the game, this is not the video for you. If you have picked up the game on the cheap, or you've never played Civ, or you just want to kind of know how to get started, then stay with me. So we're going to start a single player game. You can do play now if you're starting. I like to choose some of the options. I normally do randomize for the leader. And you should probably do that too until you kind of find out who you like. I typically prefer to play continents. It is kind of cool to do Earth. You'd have a little bit more familiarity with the landscape. But the whole point for me, I love the exploration aspects. So I just usually choose random continents. We'll do a small map. Let's put this up to... Well, since we're learning the game, I guess we'll keep it low for now, but yeah, the game's not terribly difficult at the higher levels. You do get, it's more so you get help at the lower difficulties, and the enemies are a little bit stupider. So you'll see as we get going. So that's good to get us started. So every my kind of civilization-specific unit cities start with additional territory. Units receive a combat bonus when fighting within their own territory. Now that's kind of nice, but it only really would help you if you're at war with somebody, because you can't step inside, you can't take part in battle in someone's, territory without being at war with them. The Pathfinder unit, excellent at exploring. Ooh, so it's a pretty...
driving them far from your lands.
So it's like they're telling you, it replaces the scout unit. Yeah, well, I guess that's you kind of have to know what's going on. So we'll just get into it. So again, very high level, literally, beginning to play Civ V. The point of Civilization, or the goal of the game, is to win. There's several different ways to win. We don't know how we're going to try and win yet. There's a science victory, there's culture victory, there's domination victory by killing everybody else. You kind of don't know what you're going to do yet until you get started. So when you first get started, the game does a pretty good job of telling you what you need to do. So right down here, unit needs orders. So this is your settler. What you want to do is you want to found a city, which is what you can do right here. And all the actions that your currently selected unit can do are right on the side. So you want to found a city. Now what you want to try to do is found a city as soon as possible, because the sooner you found a city, the sooner that it can produce things, and you can get things rolling. You do want to kind of found cities near luxury resources, because they are going to help in your economy eventually. You'll be able to trade them, establish trade routes, sell them to other civilizations that don't have them. So as you hover over the pieces of territory over here, so you'll see down in the right hand corner, so stone is one of the resources, and it's just telling you it requires masonry to use. That's in red because we don't have masonry yet. That's just grassland, and it tells you those little apples are how much food that tile would produce if you were working it. So there's salt, wine. So there's luxury resources here. There's here and here. There's here, and we're on this river right here. Now I could, and I'm just right-clicking on the unit, and then I can drag, and it tells me how many turns it would take me to go that way. Be careful not to right-click away from the unit, because it will just move the unit there, and there's no way to undo that. So I typically like to just right-click right on the unit and then drag away to see where I can go. So while you would think, well, because once I start this, if I found a city right here, the city will be that tile and these surrounding tiles. Now, my perk of this civilization is that I get additional territory when I found a city. So I'm not sure which direction it's going to be in. So while you would think, well, why don't you spend a move to go here, and then you'd be within these resources here. But again, I just want to found a city as soon as possible. So I'm going to found a city. Oh, that is a lot of extra territory. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. That was usually... I've never played as this Civ before, so normally it's just, you get one tile on each. That's huge. So now I've got all of these luxury resources, and there's some cattle, and it opened some map for me. Don't expect that on your first turn when you play. Normally this is, maybe... Man, that's a good, 30, 35 turns in before you expand that much. So again, try to stay focused here. So now that we have a city, we have to choose our production. Every city that you have always must be producing something, whether it's a unit or a building. Now, if you take a look at what I have here, the Pathfinder, so that's a replacement for the Scout. So he's got 2 movement, and you can tell just by, you can kind of see it kind of behind the window there. 2 movement, but he's also has 8 strength, so he's a fighting scout, which I like that a lot. Now, normally, one of the first things I like to produce is a warrior, so that I have someone who can kind of, fight if they get out of your territory. Since this civilization, and again, you don't know what you're going to do until the game starts. It's always changing. So since I kind of have a scout warrior, and culture, so basically, so you have culture, that's the little purple right there. Culture is what expands your borders. It's also what allows you to produce great people, and mainly expand your borders is what you're worried about early on in the game. Since borders are really expanding rather rapidly like this, I think I'm actually going to produce a worker. So what that's going to allow me to do is so when you click on your city here, so you see here's my citizen management. So these are all the tiles within your city, and these green bits are your apples. That's your food, so that's how much food you're producing. So right here you see 3 food, and so you can tell each citizen you have consumes some food. So you can see that there's 5 total food, because we have 2 food being produced by the capital, the city center, which has always worked for free, and 2 food being worked by this citizen. And the game shows this, it automatically chooses the best unless you default unless you change it. So I got 5 food being produced, but my 1 citizen is eating 2 food, so that's where that base unit of 3 comes in. The more food you grow, the more citizens, faster you can add new citizens, and then you can work more of these tiles. So my focus right now is to get more citizens so I can work more of these tiles. Let's back up here. Research. So research isn't done by city like production is. It is done overall. So this is all the technology, and if you're going for a science win, that's how you get to it. You research future tech and you launch a space shuttle, or a unmanned, you launch yourself to Alpha Centauri. So basically, you choose a type of science to research. What I usually like to do is look at the luxury resources around here, because these are valuable. And they're good tiles to work. So you see here, that requires mining. The wine requires calendar. Cattle requires animal husbandry, masonry. So you actually have a lot to choose from. So right within these first ones, so pottery isn't what I need right now, but it will allow me to build the granary, the shrine, and it will lead the calendar. And then we have mining, and then animal husbandry. I'm going to do animal husbandry to reveal horses on the map. So now we choose that. And now my Pathfinder needs orders. So again, I like to right click on him. And when you're first exploring, you see when you hover over the tile, it tells you right in the bottom right there, desert. And that's desert and a hill. I like to try to jump up on a hill because it will show you more of the area. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to kind of open the area up. And this is what I was talking about before, that if you play as Earth, the land masses will be familiar. So it's like that's not really any surprises when you open the continents up. So I kind of like it being random. And I'm just going to go ahead and go to the next turn. And again, the game tells you what to do. A unit needs orders. Here's my scout. We're going to keep exploring. I have a feeling this might just be a little peninsula here, but I must find out. So this time, and I have another habit I have is, even if I can move 2 tiles, I like to only move 1 tile at a time. It didn't do it in this case because this hill is blocking my view. But if you move too many spaces, if you move all, I was right, that is a little peninsula. So if you move too many spaces, there could be like enemies right there that stop your movement, or you could leave yourself vulnerable. So I just find it better to move 1 space at a time, unless you kind of see what's over there. You can also move your unit more moves than you currently have. It'll just put that unit on a mission to automatically move that many unless you cancel it. So this ended up being kind of an empty little deal down here. So now I'm going to have to make the decision, do I want to spend a couple of turns to go all the way over here? I think I'm going to go back and explore up this way. And as you see, as we're kind of expanding the map, you can see here's some fish, pearls. Now fish requires a workboat, and if you're curious about that, you can click on your science up here, and you can kind of see what it takes to do certain things. So I can show you that, where is it? All of the kind of the boats and things like that, those are all, they kind of follow this top branch. So when you have sailing, that's what allows you to create the workboat, and it tells you right there, it allows you to work things like, allows you to work the fish. What it doesn't tell you is basically when you make the workboat, you move it to a tile with fish on it, and then it consumes the workboat to make that tile produce more. We'll get to that. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves, so we'll just go next turn. Here we go. We've met the first other civilization. It's Montezuma. Voice acting is very good. All the original languages. So these are all the cool things you can do with other civilizations. Normally when I meet them at first, we just say goodbye. But just so you see what the trade screen looks like, a lot of these things are grayed out. And the cool thing is when you hover over it, it'll tell you why it's grayed out. We can't trade any strategic resources because we have none. We cannot go to Congress with this Civ because it has not been founded yet. We can't create an agreement between us where we have embassies in each other's Civ because neither of us know how to write yet. So all these kinds of things. So if you're wondering what it would take to do that, you could just kind of hover over right there. There's not a whole lot you can do with the civs when you first meet them, so normally it's just best to say goodbye. Now 2 military units cannot occupy the same tile or hex at the same time. So you see how it turns red when I hover over them? That means I would attack them. Now if I do that, it will ask me, are you sure this will be declaring war on Montezuma? Do you want to do that? So I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do that. So again, in my habit of moving 1 tile at a time, I will choose right here, open up a little bit of map, and once again, keep exploring. Next turn. Oh, one thing I should have done that I didn't do down here. So you see how we're producing? So our production is 4, right? So we have 1 from terrain and we have 3 from buildings because I have a palace, which was one of the things that my Civ started with, it looks like. So since my production is only 4 per turn, that's why it's going to take 14 turns to produce a worker, because the cost of a worker is 70 production. So you see all the costs associated with it right there. So right now my focus is the default focus, which the game wants me to make food to help get more citizens in here. Now what I can do instead is I can say, well, I want to produce this worker faster. I would like to change my tile to this one. So you see now my production is 6. So it's done a few things. It's changed the number of turns it'll take to produce that worker to 9. But you see when I click on the city here, I'm now only producing 2 food my citizen, sorry, is eating the 2 food, and that's why it says stagnation up here. Now, stagnant just means that you're not growing. You're not, no citizens will grow for new tiles. If I go back to that one turn till a new citizen. So that's what I'm going to do. Even though I want that worker really fast, what I'm going to do is explore on the hill. There are some ancient ruins. So ruins, 2 things real quick. So we have this area right here. This is like, this bar is like your notification area. A lot of these things will stay here until you acknowledge them. So if you just hover over that, you've discovered ruins. Send a unit there to get it. I right click on those and that deletes that. So ancient ruins are like early game free stuff. It's always, I won't say always, I've never had it be something that's not good. It's always something you want to get as soon as possible. So 2 things are going to happen on this next turn. I'm gonna get a new citizen. So right there, my city now has 2 citizens. They will automatically work the land. I'm going to click on my thing right there, and there we go. So I have a citizen here. I have I've selected that tile to work. That's why that lock symbol is there, and then the city center. So now that I have an extra citizen, I'm now producing where are we there? So we're producing 3 food. So you'll notice it's the same because we're working another tile, but we have another mouth to feed. So that's why the food level is the same. The production is up to 5 because now we're have production coming from several tiles. So again, what I can do, same thing. I can just say I can either choose manually or I can say give me a production focus. And now I'm still producing a food, which will take. It's only 1, so it'll take a long time to get a new citizen. And it actually doesn't really get me that production too much faster. So I'm going to switch back to default. It is what it is. It'll take me 10 turns to get that worker, and then I can improve some tiles in here, and then we'll be on a food focus for a little while. And here we go. Here's my scouts. We're going to go to the ancient ruins. I've never seen this one before. Choose ancient ruin bonus from list. Ooh, I wonder if that's something about this Civ. I gotta tell you, this is the coolest thing ever. I don't know if this is maybe part of an update that happened recently, but I've never seen this before. So convince the remaining population to join one of your cities. So basically to become a citizen in ours, a free citizen. Enhance your culture, so to expand your borders. Locate nearby barbarian camps. Barbarian camps are where barbarians spawn from. They're just mindless military units that you have to kill to clear out the area. I'll find them eventually. I don't need that. Gold's not that important this early in the game. Maps just opens up the map. That's pretty awesome. Use equipment around the tribe to upgrade your unit. That's kind of a cool one. I've seen that happen before, where your scout becomes, like, you go to ancient ruins and you find like bows and arrows, and then your scout becomes an archer, which is pretty awesome. Convince them to be a settler. That might be the most valuable. Worker's pretty cool, but I'm going to get one in like 8 or 9 turns. Settler. I'm going settler. The ruins explored, you find them. I wonder if that might be part of the update since we're playing on easy. Because normally you just get one of those random things. Well, I guess we'll find out once I kind of get to the next, what do you call it? Next ancient ruins. So basically, settlers, and it's telling me, where I can found my next city. So settlers allow you to found additional cities. Now the game has some mechanisms in place to prevent you from, spreading too much too fast, and that's happiness. So happiness is just that. It's how happy your people are with your civilization. Citizens produce unhappiness, so that's why you see there's it's being generated by the population. Now you see I have 13 happiness. I'm getting a bonus of 15 from playing on the easiest difficulty. So actually, if we were playing on standard right now, we would have we'd be an unhappy civilization right now. And the reason that is because we've expanded. We got all this territory when we founded this city, and we don't have anything making our people happier. So luxury resources are the quickest way to add some quick happiness to our city. So this guy, this free settler that I just got, I'll go ahead and pop him there just to open up the map a little bit, and then he will end up founding a city on the next turn. That's a hill, so we're going to go this way. Next turn. Montezuma's chilling over here. I'm going to found my second city. And again, see, my happiness went down again. So, yeah, so unhappiness is generated by the number of cities and by the population. So we need to work some luxury resources quickly. So now that I have another city, I can choose more production. Production here is only 1, so you see how it's saying it'll take a lot of turns to build these things. It won't end up taking that many because in 8 turns I'll have a new citizen that can work, additional tiles. I do want to make a monument. What the monument does, if you didn't see there, additional culture. So it speeds the growth and the acquisition of social policies, which we'll get to soon. So here's my Pathfinder. Oh, we got gems up there, and then we have cattle over here. Let's explore this way. There's our first barbarian camp, and let's get rid of that screen. So there's the barbarians. So here's my Pathfinder, my kind of scouty type unit. So you see how that number 2 there, so I wouldn't be able to fight them until my second turn, and it would be a very minor victory. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna end my turn. Ooh, found a natural wonder. Awesome. I needed happiness and 5 science if worked. That's very cool. So there's a natural wonder. When you discover a wonder, happiness increases, which is great because I needed that. And if I work that tile, it actually increases my science. So the cool thing is I've got 2 cities now, kind of with a clear path to that area. So once my civilization moves out to this area, 5 science a turn is a pretty good boost because, as you can see, I'm producing 6 total a turn right now. Now Montezuma, this happens all the time. Montezuma, whatever civ you're playing with, gets very angry that you're expanding your borders. Our apologies, we'll refrain from settling with you. We'll settle in where we please. I find it's never helpful to make people angry right at the beginning, even if you don't care about their feelings at all. Sure. Excellent. I hope we can continue to find common ground. Great. Just leave me alone so I can expand my empire. So here we go. Here's my Pathfinder. I'm going to go ahead and attack the barbarians. Now this, on the bottom left there, when you choose that you're going to be attacking somebody, it's always kind of a guess. There's always like a little random number thrown in there. So you see they said it would be a minor victory. I lost a little bit more HP than the barbarian encampment did. So it's a little bit of rolling the dice in there.
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox.
And there is my research for animal husbandry. So again, the game does a really good job down here of telling you what you need to do, or if you have any, outstanding orders. So I'm going to choose research. I rarely choose from this list over here. I almost always open the tech tree because I like to see kind of where I'm going. Also, these little diamonds right here, I've turned them off, so you might see in your game a little bit differently, but you have advisors. You have an economic advisor, a military advisor, a foreign advisor, you have a religious advisor. They recommend things for newer players. I don't find them to be terribly helpful. You might find them to be helpful, but that's what those little diamonds are. So again, I'm opening the tech tree, and I want luxury resources, remember. So I got cattle right here. I've got gems that require mining. I've got salt that requires mining. So I've got 2 different, and then stone is masonry. So I got 2 different ones that require mining. I'm going to go with mining. This unit needs orders. Now again, so that's kind of giving me a guesstimate of what the results might be. I'm going to go ahead and fight them because I don't think I will die. A little risky. So I'm out of turns for this one, so I'm just going to go to my next turn. And I'm going to show you how you can heal a unit. Now, first things first, so I got promote a unit. So after a unit acquires enough experience in battle to be promoted, you get this little notification. So by promoting a unit, there's a few things you can do. You can always heal a unit instantly. This is an absolute last resort, because you can heal units over time. But if you're about to die and you're surrounded by enemies and you've spent a lot of time upgrading your units, you don't want to lose them. It always feels bad when you have to do it, but that's, sometimes you have to. It's a last resort. So right here, survivalism, plus 5 HP healed per turn outside friendly territory. This is pretty cool. And scouting. So normally these are like the scout upgrades. So that's what I'm going to do, because I actually need to heal, and I'd like to survive. So I've now promoted them, and all their abilities show up right here. So you can kind of hover over that. That's what it is. Okay, so the Pathfinder special ability may choose benefit when discovering ancient ruins. That is huge. Absolutely huge. And this might be one of my new favorite civs to play as. Yeah, these are ignores terrain cost. That's, yeah, a lot of awesome things going on with this civilization right here. So, since I need to heal, I can do one of two things. I can just do right here, fortify unit until healed. I will gain a small amount of HP because I'm outside of my own territory. Or I can spend a turn, go inside my territory, and I will heal much faster being inside. I'm not sure exactly what the values are. They change a little bit depending on the perks of your unit. But that's what I'm going to choose to do. They will heal a little bit too, but not as quickly as me. So after a couple turns, I'll go back here, I'll clear them out. Adopt a policy. So one of the things that culture allows you to do, besides expand your borders, is adopt social policies. Social policies have, perks associated with them, so you can choose what kind of civilization you want. And it kind of even tells you tradition is best for small empires. Liberty is good if you want rapid expansion. Honor is the, so in a nutshell, honor is the fighting everybody policy. Piety is new in the Gods and Kings expansion because faith is introduced. So this allows you to build shrines and temples, which add to your culture and add to your faith. This is kind of where you start making the decision on which way you're going to bring your civilization. Even if you choose one of these, you don't have to stick with it. You can kind of go all over the place. I'm going to go with Liberty because that's what I'm going to do. So now we can back out of here. Oops, right down here. And next turn. So you see I've healed 20 hit points. Oh, another barbarian unit showed up because a barbarian camp will continue to spawn barbarians until you clear it out. So it's kind of cool. And I have a new citizen over here. So now you can see I've got the 2 citizens. The default focus has me producing 4 food after the food being eaten by my citizens. 1 production, which isn't great, which is why it's taking 35 turns for that monument. So again, we could change citizen management, give me a production focus. Production goes to 3, and that's down to 12 turns. And that just pushes it to 24 turns till a new citizen comes out. Since I'm not that worried about producing that monument, quite that fast. I'd rather get, more citizens and more production in there. I'm just gonna, that's the decision I'm gonna make. Healed another 20. And nothing else going on. So, because I've told them to fortify until they're healed, so I can move them if I want to. But they are just going to stay fortified until healed. I could wake them up. I could tell them to attack people. So just out of curiosity, if these guys didn't spawn, I would probably just consider going right here and then wiping these guys out. Now, in fact, I'm just going to do it. Whatever. Because you never know. It could be a little bit stronger and totally kill them. No, I didn't. There's only 1 guy left. That'll be an easy victory on the next turn. So you'll see these barbarians that were visible a second ago. We got mining now. They were visible, then they weren't visible, now they are again. So basically, just because you reveal something on the map doesn't mean you can see it, because we didn't have line of sight to them. Now that they're up on a hill right next to our city, that's why we can see them again. So let's choose research, since now that we have mining. Let's see, archery is great because archers are a fantastic early game ranged combat unit. So that's actually what I'm going to do. We do need calendar for the other luxury resources. I don't even have a worker yet. So we're going to go archery because archers are awesome early game units, and we would have had these guys taken care of by now. Here's my decisive victory against the barbarian camp. A couple things happen when you clear out a barbarian camp. You usually get 50 gold. And if there were any city-states in this area, which we haven't met one yet, they'd be happy because we cleared the barbarian encampment out. So, time to go to the next turn. I'm just curious how this... Oh, 2 turns until I get my worker, which will improve tiles down there. I'm going to go back to my Civ over here. On my next turn, I'm going to fortify them until they heal. Yay, Gandhi shows up. The inside joke in Civilization, in case you're unfamiliar, is Gandhi is a jerk. And there are stories behind why he's a jerk, and there's, you know, like people say like it's a bug that happened early on in the Civ games. I don't know if any of that's true. He is a jerk, though. He comes off as super nice, and then he declares war on you and asks why you're so angry with him. So I'm just going to say goodbye. I don't have time for that. Oh good, there's my military advisor that I was telling you about. So it's kind of cool if you're starting to learn how to play the game. You can ask him all these questions. I normally just tell him thanks, but don't talk to me again. It is worth mentioning the Civlopedia. So if you click on help up here, everything that you could ever want to know about the game is in this area. So... And people, you know, in the era of no one ever reads the manual, all the information you could ever want to know about the game is in here. You do have a little search box, which is nice. But yeah, if you're ever wondering about something and you don't want to, you know, Alt-Tab out and Google it, really use the Civlopedia. It's a very, very, very handy tool. So a couple things. So we have our worker, finally. A couple things you can do with a worker. So if I right-click this guy again, we can kind of move him around and... you know, he'll do what he do. So first thing I'm going to do, you see this little, kind of hard to, the color's not great. If your unit is able to build an improvement, it'll usually show up nearby. That might be like a difficulty-based thing. So basically, you can either manually, like, micromanage these guys by moving them to the proper area, and then I'll show you on the next turn. I do want to heal this guy because he's going to... be doing more stuff. So there's a little trick I can show you. So you see how I really want to heal this guy, so I could just hit heal, but that will end his turn. So my eventual goal is to move him over this way or over this. I'll go this way because the barbarians are going this way. If I hit heal right now, he'll end his turn right here. Now you can tell if I go this far, that consumes all my movement because there's no spaces beyond this. But if I go right here, there's spaces available in every direction, so that means I'll still have, you know, available, you know, movement left to my turn. So by doing that, I gain that space of terrain, and I can still hit fortify unit till healed. So you kind of want to have those little things in mind because, you know, you want to maximize the potential of every turn that you're given. So we're going to choose production down here since our worker is done. Oh, excuse me. And with 6 production... you see how all the times to build all these units are drastically lower than in my other city, Temok. So, let's see, what do I need? Let's just think about this for a minute. You'll start to find in, if you've never played the game, or, you know, you'll start to find that you kind of need everything all the time. And it's a common feeling when you start playing this game that you're not sure if you're playing it right. You know, that's not bad. You are playing it right. It's just every decision is, like, even where to move, like, every decision is pretty tough because every decision is important. And I like that a lot. Excuse me, a little water. So, again, I'm going to hold off on the monument because I don't want my borders expanding all that much more rapidly. I think I may even... See, I'd kind of like to get another worker. Caravan is cool, so I don't need any trade going on right now, but that's the first land trade unit in the game. I have a Pathfinder. You know what? I am gonna make another worker, and then when archery is done, I'll make an archery unit. That'll be my next. I can adopt another social policy. That was fast. So I need to increase my The thing is, I don't need to increase my happiness because I'm getting 15 from the difficulty level. If I was playing on normal difficulty, I'd be really, really hurting for happiness right now. But I guess since my happiness is 12, I don't need to go after that. But you really should keep an eye on your happiness as you start playing in the higher difficulties because it's really important. Let's see what we got here. Tradition. I don't want to be a small empire. That's pretty good. So +1 happiness for every 10 citizens. So that kind of combats the unhappiness that they're producing. More production. I do want more production. Improvement construction rate increase when a worker appears. That's pretty awesome. I'm going to do both of these, but I'm going to start with this one so I get my free worker. So I'm going to say yes. So instead of producing a worker like I told them to, I am going to go ahead and produce a... So, you know, the warrior has 2 movement and a strength of 8, and the Pathfinder has 2 movement and a strength of 8. The benefit is that... So this will cost me 1 more turn. And there's only an early game benefit that I get to choose the Ancient Ruins benefit. I'm going to go Pathfinder because that's an awesome benefit for only 1 extra turn. And there's my additional worker. So pretty much any tile you can build a farm on. And that means that tile will produce +1 food. So that 2 food will become 3 food. If I produce a farm over here, that 3 food becomes 4 food. But that's got cows on it, so we'll make a pasture there. So again, I mentioned before, you can micromanage these guys and choose like which individual tiles to improve, or you could hit this button right here and build improvements automated. I'm gonna do that with this guy just to show you what it looks like, and he automatically finds a tile and he will start building improvements in that area. This guy, I wanted to do this manually because I wanted to construct the mine. Now it doesn't happen instantly. So it will take 5 turns to construct that mine, but it will increase the output of that tile. So here we are, moving right along. We're 17 turns in. Finished researching archery. Let's choose some new research. So again, we have mining. We still need calendar, and now since we have a couple of workers to be improving that pretty soon, after these guys are done, we're going to make a couple of farms to make sure that we get citizens faster to work all these things. But we need masonry, which comes a little bit later, and calendar is pretty soon. Cattle, we've already got the technology for that. Horses, definitely need to pick up some horses. And cattle, gems. Okay, so now let's look in here. Pottery allows me to get the granary, which does provide food, and lets me build the shrine. Those are all really good. Masonry, you can see, is right there a little bit further. Actually, not further on. We can actually do it in 6 turns right here. The wheel is amazing for joining your cities and building roads that really take the movement penalty away. Trapping is for animals, fur, stuff like that. There's not really a whole lot of animals around. I wonder if we should do sailing. I mean, we don't need it right away because we're kind of a little ways away from getting workboats. What do you say? Yeah, we'll do pottery. Won't take long. And next turn. And you see the time going forward here. Depending on the pace of the game or the game speed or whatever it's called in the menu, the game can go for hours, for days, or you can have it be like relatively quick where you can finish it in just a couple of sittings. We're just playing at standard pace right here, so you see that's why it's still 3200 BC here. Alright, so again, all of my units. Let's see here. He's still fortifying until healed. Again, I can break him out of that, but I kind of want him healed up. So, again, taking advantage of you know, what you can do within a turn. I could just keep him there and you know, let him heal, but I kind of want, you know, to move around and try to find some ancient ruins. So this is a trick that, I mean, if you just hit next turn, you know, it's not going to remind you to do this. So you kind of have to, on your own, move him, and then you can go back to fortify until healed. So it's kind of a way of sneaking, you know, some of your movement points in. And here we go. Next turn still, because I have nothing going on. Everybody's still kind of automated in their thing. So the early turns can be pretty quick. Same thing. I'm going to move this guy one space. Go back to fortifying till healed. Same trick. I don't want to move here because could be the end of my turn if I go there. I am going to go here, fortify till healed. And pottery has been researched. My worker has finished constructing this mine. So you see the game recommends farms, which I agree with because this land is just barren. So I'm going to take this worker. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to build a farm. It's going to take 5 turns. And, oh, they've already put the AstroTurf farm down, which is great. Choose my next research. Again, you kind of want to go with what luxury resources you have nearby that you need, but also, as you start getting further in, kind of like which path you want to take. We haven't really explored really very much, so I usually lean towards optics and like all the sailing things, but I really don't have a whole lot of units built yet. Sailing, workboat. Yeah, I really don't want to sail right now. I still got to do land. Construct a camp. Chariot archer. Oh, let's do masonry, just because we have that as an improvable tile in here. Next tile. Next thing. There we go. So I have a new Pathfinder, so finally I can continue moving around. I'm going to move over here. My Pathfinder is now healed, so now I can move him too. Ooh, I have Cocoa. Requires calendar. I'm looking for a hill. I don't see one right here, which is a shame. So I'm going to move over this way, and I'm going to go on the hill on my next turn. Since my production happened, here we go. So the granary. So each source, blah, 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 blah. So you get +2 food, which is great for creating new citizens to work your units. Which I really do desperately need, so I'm leaning towards granary. Too bad I don't have any wheat, bananas, or deer, because that would be extra. Shrine is faith. I'm not producing any faith right now, which I know is really bad. But I'm just trying to grow my people before I get them a religion. Archer is awesome, but I'm going to wait on that, because there's not really a whole lot of... actually, I'm going to do an archer, and then I'll do the granary, because I want to have a ranged combat unit with that guy. And now I'm going to go up on this hill, reveal the barren wasteland of the plains up here, and I'll just keep that guy exploring up this way. 24 turns till the next thing. There's not a whole lot of production in here. I could swap it over here, but I'll wait at least 2 turns till a new citizen's born. There we go. Here's my Pathfinder, and whoop, thank you. I have grown another citizen. Jump on a hill right here. There we go. Barbarian encampment. That's what I like to see. I like to kill those guys. Normally I wouldn't like to end my turn next to a barbarian. On this easy difficulty, they're pretty stupid though, so I don't mind doing it. So again, I want to get to the hill with this scout, but I have this habit of only, one tile at a time, see what's going on. So that's just me. And yeah, really, there's normally a bit more, things going on, but not right now. Barbarian encampment discovered, I know. And they're making farms, that guy's good. Next. So sometimes you'll see the barbarians attack when they're processing their turn. They did not, because they don't know what's good for them. Now here's a good example. This border, you can tell from this color, is a city-state. They are not civilizations, they're not playing to win the game. They're just entities that kind of exist in the world. So I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to, my Pathfinder, I'm going to fight this encampment. And this Pathfinder, where am I here? I'll go this way. Oh, another city-state over here. I'm actually going to walk right next to this city-state so we can meet them. Biblos. So here's what happens when you meet a city-state. It tells you if you're the first one to meet them, you get some gold because they like meeting people. They have no allies. Or no one is their ally. They only have one ally at a time. So trait, maritime. Again, hovering over anything as a new player helps you out a lot. If you become a friend of this city-state, they'll boost the food of your capital when you're friends, and all your cities when they're allies. So that is good for me. I want to get new citizens, and that's food is how you do that. Their personality is irrational. Irrational city-state is more random with the requests it makes. So they might call you up and say, give me some coffee. And you can say, well, I don't have coffee, I have horses to trade. And they'll say, well, we don't like you anymore. That's just how they are. So their resources are incense. So you can trade with, or sorry, not trade. You can ask for gold and units. Declare war, pledge to protect, which you know, makes you their friend, but like you do have to come to their aid if you need to. You can't trade with them the way that you can other city-states. So this resource, when you become an ally, you'll get that resource. Your friendship with city-states degrades slowly over time, and that can change based on perks and which civ you are. Anyway, that's how city-states work. Even though they're not competing for victory, their borders do expand. So if there's like luxury resources between you and a city-state, you might want to try to expand sooner rather than later. That brings up a good point. How do you expand, you know, manually? Normally, so culture determines your border growth, and it'll automatically choose, you know, the game will, where you want to, where you'll expand. You also have the option of buying tiles, so you can. Oh, I just did that. I was just showing, but I just bought that tile. You cannot buy. I forget the rules are. Like you can't buy too many tiles out in one direction. So if you like wanted a resource over here, you can't buy like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles out this way. But that's, you know, one way to spend money. So I think we're good. Going next turn over here. Sometimes this comes up randomly to kind of show you like how you're doing in the game. If you're towards the top, you know, you're pretty good. If you're towards the bottom, but it could be any number of things. It could be gold, could be culture, could be happiness, you know. So it doesn't mean a whole lot early in the game. Just gives you an idea of, you know, where people stand. I'm going to attack them again. And my Pathfinder here, I want them on top of that hill so they can see more stuff. Not a whole lot of stuff over there. Adopt a policy. I'm very happy that the policies are coming very quickly. Increase production. Culture. I want to increase production, so I'm going to do that. Masonry has happened, so we're going to continue. We're going to choose production. So masonry is good. I think I was going to do an archer next, so I have a ranged combat unit. So that's what I'm going to do. Even though, again, like I said, so wonders. So these are new. Now wonders, there can only be one of each wonder in the world. So if you're building a wonder, so I don't know what any of the other civs are doing. One of the other civs might be 20 turns from building a wonder. So if I choose this right now, I'll get all the way down to 1 turn from building it, and then I'll get a notification that says, wow, wow, someone else built that wonder, and now, you know, all your work goes away. There's actually an achievement for another civilization beating you to a wonder, like, I don't know, 10 or 15 or 50 times. I think the achievement's called, like, seriously, or something like that. So it's not a good thing. So if there's a wonder that you really like, you're going to want to try to get it sooner rather than later, and more than likely it's going to be in your capital city, because your production there is going to be higher than all other cities, because you've had it for the longest and you're probably working more production tiles. So not necessarily, but usually. And all these are self-explanatory. You can kind of see what they're doing. I do want to build an archer. I do want to have him for some combat. Oh, new guy. Combat over there, so that's what I'm doing. choose some research since we just finished our masonry. I would like to connect our two cities, but it's not super important right now. Constructing quarries, clearing marshes. I don't really have a lot of marshes in the area. Oh, we have a unit promoted too, so that'll be happening soon. Let's go back to choosing research. Let's do calendar, because we had that in a few. I'm going to promote this unit. So this is one of those instances where I could heal them instantly, but I have no doubt that they're going to be able to take these guys out, you know, without too much extra. I'm choosing survivalism. My guys are done building a farm, so if you see now, that is a 3 food output. So now I'm doing 5 per turn, which is good. That's not done building a farm yet, but that will add food to there. Let's see what I could do with these guys, because these are not the ones that I automated, so that's why they're not just doing stuff automatically. Don't have calendar yet. Stone. I went ahead and did masonry. I could go do the stone, but I do want more citizens, so I'm going to do farmland instead. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to bring those guys up there, which will take 2 turns, so we'll just let that happen. And once he's up there, I will tell him to make a farm. There we go, onto the hill. Awesome! 2 ancient ruins. First of all, this is really great because of my special ability to choose the ancient ruin perk. I really very badly want to get both of these. This one is only 2 turns away, whereas that one's 2 also, because that's across flatland. I'm just gonna go for this one for. I'm gonna go 1. Oh, barbarians! Okay, so that's a risk, but I'm gonna go for it. My archer is done. Yes, so you're gonna see archers. Okay, so here we have my. Oh, you gotta be careful when there's. Okay, so remember I said you can only have 1 military unit on 1 tile at a time. But you can have a military unit and a non-military unit, so you have to be very careful when you have 1 on each, because you might think you're controlling one and then you go to move the other. I'm going to take the worker, which I'm selected on right now, and move them to... Oh wait, because they already had their turn, I'm sorry. Go to my archer, and I'm going to move him. And I'm going to move him here. That's as far as I can move. And then I'll end up putting him on the hill right here so we can barrage those guys. Here's my... attack on the barbarian encampment. Once in a while you'll hit them just a little bit harder than the game thought you would, and you'll be able to take them out. I'll also show you another trick. Well, not trick, but like a little thing that I like to do. Okay, so here's my the worker. Again, I'm micromanaging, so I'm just gonna move him here. The reason I'm doing a farm there is twofold. I want, first of all, if I'm going to build a farm somewhere, it's going to be somewhere that's got, 2 food being output, which is pretty much everywhere here. But also, when he's done with that, I want him going right over here to construct the quarry. So that's why I put the farm right there. Even though it's a risk, they're stupid at this difficulty level, so I am going to go to the ruins, which is just awesome. This is just awesome, being able to choose this this bonus. It feels like a difficult, like an easy mode, because normally this just happens automatically. Ooh, you can get some faith, study the religion, get that. Study their tools to discover new tech. See, that one's always a risk because it could just be the what's it called? It could just be the tech that you're researching. So that would only save me 3 turns. If I was, had already done horseback riding and civil service would be free, that'd be pretty awesome. But I'm nervous to discover a new tech. Now, upgrading the unit is not the same as promoting the unit. Upgrading the unit actually changes it into the higher version of what it is. So that's actually not bad. I'm going to go worker. And then I'm going to take that worker and I'm going to send them to Temok. And this is the first time I'm going to make them do like a long journey. So I'm going to send them in this way. And you can tell, no matter which way I send them, it'll take 5 turns. So I'm going to send them this way just so it's a little bit further away from the barbarian encampment. Now, you have to be very careful about workers out of your area. If a military unit overtakes a non-military unit, they actually become barbarians, and you would have to, like, go, you know, take them back if you wanted to get them. So, this is kind of a decision right here. I could attack these guys, or I could go after the ruins. I think the ruins are too important, so I'm going after them. My archer is going to go here. He's actually out of moves because he, you know, walked up on the hill. I'd love to attack from there. So this is what I was talking about before. If I had this archer here, he'd definitely kill this guy in one shot, but it wouldn't count as clearing the encampment out because we didn't actually walk into it. Whenever you have the opportunity to either, you know, walk in and take or barrage from afar, you usually want to take the walk in and take it. What I'm going to do this turn, though, is I am going, because the fight right here would almost kill me and actually possibly might kill me, I'm actually going to do a fortify until healed, like a defensive bonus, and I'll gain some HP back. And hopefully both these guys won't attack me. So this is a risk. I could lose this guy. I hope I don't. Awesome, they're running away because they're scared. So an archer can do a ranged attack. I'm going to do a ranged attack on here, and I know I would kill them here, but I want to... Actually, you know what I could do? Because that's not gonna... It's only going to take them out a little bit. I will do that. That will kill the barbarian encampment. And I'm going to go back down here. So one thing, the game kind of snaps to the next unit that needs orders. I will go there to clear it out. Now, Monaco is hostile. Ooh, they have pearls. We got 50 for clearing the camp. Now, normally, you get they're a little bit happy with you once you start clearing barbarians out of their area. But since we hadn't met until we found the barbarians, that might be why we don't have any happiness with them yet. Crap, the barbarians are on the ruins. And I don't even see my worker unit anymore. Oh, right there it is. A worker was captured by barbarians. Well, that's really a shame because I really wanted that worker. I can't even see them because they're not someplace I can see. Ah, crap. So this Pathfinder, I really, really want those ruins right there. But I kind of need to find my worker. This is actually a pretty bad situation. I'm going to go up on the hill. And there they are. So you see how the barbarian workers are right there. So, ugh, that would kind of take me down a bit. I'm going to fortify these guys a little bit. And I'm going to have rely on the archers to have my back. That was pretty awesome. I got them in a crossfire. Again, like I told you, the enemies in this level are stupid. It also helps to be attacking enemies from a higher ground. The barbarians went somewhere. Oh, they went back to their encampment. Great. And that's where I will go and fight them. If anyone else gets those ruins, I'm going to be very upset. I'd love to get a calendar. Nice, so I can improve those tiles. Ranged attack. And attacking the encampment. Choose research. What are we doing? What are we doing? Sailing, calendar we have. Writing, I can build a library. Bronze working. Let's do sailing. I'll show you what boats look like. Tamok has grown. That's cool. So let's go to Tamok. So you see I got more citizens. I'm up to 5 food. And again, like, you know, every time you have a new citizen, he's eating 2 food. So this tile right here, I'm losing 1 food by working that, but I'm gaining the 2 production. So that's the trade-off. The sooner I can get a worker over here, which is freaking guy who's been captured by the barbarians, the sooner I can improve these tiles and be making, you know, more food and, you know, more production for each of these. So probably gonna have to heal them a little bit. up. Guys on foot are going to take the barbarians out. We've already cleared the encampment. Bam, barbarian killed their Monaco. They are grateful and your influence has increased. So that's that little influence marker. 12 is still neutral. I think 15 or 20 is friends, and then 30 or like 25 or 30 is allies. So you just got to keep doing nice things around them. You could give them money. You could say, hey, let me give you a gift, and that'll increase your influence. So if you have a lot of money, it's one of the things you can do is kind of buy their affections, just like it works in the real world. It looks like that's just a little peninsula. Not peninsula, a little coastal area, rather. Unit promotion. Yes, awesome. So I don't want to heal instantly because I'm not in any risk of dying. I've been doing survivalism. And I'm going to keep, as much as visibility is cool, I want to heal more because that's just what I want. Okay, so here's an archer. So here's one thing that we haven't done yet. So you see, if I want to get this archer, who's all the way down here, all the way up here to help this guy, because, you know, I haven't been able to produce one over here, it's going to take him a long time to get there. It's going to take him, 8 turns just to get, like, next to my dude right there. If I had roads connecting all this, which granted will take a long time to build, that's what's going to make your guys be able to go shoot across the land really quickly. So one of the next things I'll research is the wheel, and that'll allow me to build roads all the way through there, which will really help my, help the expansion of my people being able to help each other. Now, since I have the combination of the Pathfinder and the Archer down here, I actually am gonna have this Archer go up. I'm gonna actually have him go up this way, clear out some more of this map. So let's start by having him go. Go over here. And production over here. Okay, and I got a lot more buildings I can choose from. What can I show you? Monument's cool, kind of boring. Just, additional culture. More food, which equals more citizens, is always a good thing. Really good if you have wheat, bananas, and deer, which we don't over here. Shrine is just for faith, which we haven't produced any of. Maybe we should do faith. Let me show you what faith looks like. And the worker is done with his farm. So again, you can see that's a 3 food, that's a 3 food, it's a 3 food. Even though I've upgraded that with food, there's like not enough citizens to, because the game default wants to get you some production in as well. So again, more citizens equals way more production. That's why so 9.5 per turn is pretty good. So I'm gonna take this guy. Can't build roads yet. I am going to go to the stone here. We're going to construct a quarry, which will be +1 production, which will be very helpful. Pathfinder, I'm going to move in 1 unit. This is a peninsula. I was right the first time I said it. And now Archer can just follow Pathfinder, and there'll be a little combat unit. This is where we want to make a decision. I'm going to take a risk, and I'm going to fight. Again, even though it was guessing that I'd probably be alive after that, I could have been killed. So that was a bit of a risk, but it came out good for me. Having new citizens being born. So I know I'm kind of flying through this now, but like the game really does move pretty fast. The game kind of snaps to the next area that requires your attention. The more you learn about all the different areas that you can manipulate. Later in the game, science focus, great person focus, which we haven't really gone over yet. But the more you kind of know about how all the systems interact with each other, the more you can kind of, do exactly what you want to. So citizen management, so we have, so we're working that farm, we're working production, 6 food, 9.5 production. I can go production focused now. Makes more of a difference because I have more tiles available to me, and that means that I'm on 3 right there. I'm going to keep it on the default focus for now, just because. And next turn. Alright, I'm still exploring. So, again, I'm always looking for hills to jump up on. I don't see any right here, so I'm just going to go up 1 tile. And there are barbarian brutes. You can tell that they are very strong. So I'm very glad that I didn't try to go too, 2 spaces. My production over here is getting better. It's 4 instead of the previous, like, 1 or whatever it was. So you can see it's taking fewer turns to produce some of these units here. I do have an archer who's going to be on his way up there. It's going to take, like, 8, 9 turns. The alternative is I could, produce an archer. This is, again, decision time. Shrine would take 10. I don't need another Pathfinder. I'd love another worker, but as soon as I kill these barbarians, I'll get a worker back. And hopefully, I don't know if I can choose the same bonus twice. If I can get these guys to these ancient ruins, I'd love to get a settler up there and maybe settle a city right on the water over here, right around these horses. And we've already got barbarian boats. Man, I am behind. Okay. Just focus, focus, focus. Wonders tend to take too long in your non-capital city because your production is not as high, so I almost never build wonders in the first 100 turns or so. Granary is just food. Why is it so difficult? I'm going to do food. We need more citizens. Okay. Decisive victory. I still could die. I really want to take them out. I'm going to make the hard decision to fortify until healed. And I'm going to take this archer. We said we're going this way, right? So there's actually a hill in both of those. We'll go this way. We'll try to expand the map this way. And we found a barbarian encampment, which I'm actually not going to attack with this guy. I'm going to keep exploring up this way. This Pathfinder and this archer will end up coming up and help take that guy out, which will probably make Monaco happy and maybe get me closer to getting some gifts from them. So here's my Pathfinder. I'm going to try and wear them down with the archer first. Nope, I'm out of moves. That's too bad. So I'm actually just going to move over here just to get out of the way of my archer in case he has to get a little bit in. There might be a terrain penalty. It's easy to ignore this area over here. Monaco seeks India. I just clicked that off for you. Citizens of Monaco become uneasy as the presence of nearby barbarians encampment. So this just kind of tells you what you can do to become better friends with city-states. And it's really easy to ignore them because if you don't just go over to this area, you'll never know. But if you are looking for, friends and gifts, you do kind of want to pay attention to like what they're asking for. Normally it's just, hey, they want you to clean out some barbarians. So now we have our Pathfinder here. And it looks like these barbarians are running from me. Or maybe running from the archers, more likely. So let's get archers within range, and then let's attack them to try and get them to more aggressive towards me. Hopefully they don't kill me. So here's my archer. I'm going to go ahead and ranged attack the barbarian encampment. And moving on to the next turn. Okay, declaration of friendship just kind of tells the world, like, hey, we're cool with these people. Unless we actually are cool, I'm not, kind of... I mean, you can say yeah, you can say no. Like, it's just like... Basically, if you become friends with somebody and then you betray them, like, the world kind of knows, okay, maybe we shouldn't trust you. So the thing is, I don't really want to become friends with him because we're not really friends yet. So I'm going to say, I prefer to go it alone. And Gandhi's disappointed, but I don't work for him.
He who commands.
Sailing has been completed. I don't know if I showed you this before, but when you're working on a technology, this kind of blue bar kind of fills up like a clock, excuse me, clockwise, so you can tell kind of how close you are. Let's choose research. Open up that tech tree. Tells you all the things you can do. Reveals iron on the map. Remove jungle tile. I wanted to show you guys wheels. Let me do wheel. Okay, so here's my Pathfinder. Could die, so I'll start with the... That's another trick, so I kind of see like how far I can get with one or the other. So I'm going to start with the ranged attack to kind of, thin them out a little bit. And this guy can do the ranged attack here because I know that's what I'm going to do. And now my Pathfinder, I would kill them, but I kind of need some healing. So I'm actually thinking what I'll do with him is, again, that same trick. Move one tile, because that's the direction I want to go. Then fortify till healed. And then what I'll do is I'll take out this unit with my archers on the next turn, and then I'll meet up with them and clear that barbarian encampment. A golden age is dawn. If you have, that's pretty much what it is. Your citizens have been happy so long, you enter a golden age. What's a golden age? Because your advisors will probably tell you if you had the thing on. So what is a golden age? I'm trying to show everybody how the golden age thing works, and this search tool isn't doing me any favors. Please, please work. Man, wouldn't you think that you'd be able to search? So I'm trying to show you how helpful the Civlopedia is, and it's not even working. So basically, a golden age. See if I can show you where it's the golden age begins for you. That doesn't help. There we go. Okay. 10. Now, typically, golden ages last for 10 turns. There are abilities and perks that can make it last longer or make the production higher. Basically, every tile that produces gold produces additional gold, and cities gain additional production and culture. So golden ages are awesome. They're part of the reason why you want your happiness to stay high. So right now it tells you how many turns you have left in the golden age. So sometimes this is a good time to change your production focus, or sorry, your citizen management to production focus, because you get an additional 20%. So I'm going to do that right now, just to take advantage of it. So now it only takes 3 turns to get a monument, which helps border expansion. I'm usually huge on monuments. I've not been really hot on them because my borders have already expanded hugely with my civilization perk. So I'm not going to do that. I'll show you how trading works. So I'm going to build a caravan, and you'll see how that works in just a minute. Who needs orders? The archers need orders. And just like I promised everyone that I would kill these guys, there they go. And see, 2 experience. I don't want to miss out on that. So you see experience. You get 10 experience points to level up. He is leveled. That unit's leveled up, and they will level up on the next turn. Because you can't fight. You can't level up on the same turn that you gain the experience on. Now let's take this archer. I think I said that I wasn't going to kill him. I was going to keep moving up that way, and I fibbed. I got too close to barbarians, and I couldn't help it. Now that I've helped out sufficiently, I am going to keep moving. There's a lot of barbarians over here. What do you say we'll go to about 50 turns, and then we'll end this video, just in case anyone's wondering. Unit promotion, yay! So this is normal. Now, I've only upgraded Pathfinder so far, so this is what a normal promotion for a military unit looks like. You either get a combat bonus in rough terrain or open terrain. Early on in the game, there is a lot of rough terrain, unless you happen to be in like a weird area where there's like a big wide open flat terrain. So I almost always choose the rough terrain upgrade, which is barrage for an archer. Oh yeah, and I told them to fortify until healed, didn't they? Cool. Decisive victory, and since they're a unit that's on foot, they overtake that. Barbarian encampment's cleared, and I've recaptured my worker, which has no moves left on this turn. So that was a risk that I took like 10 turns ago that didn't pay off, so that's why you never, ever, 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 ever leave your worker. I sent him back to the city the absolute wrong way. I should have, just to go back and fix my mistake if you want to go back there. I cleared out the ruins that were, like here-ish? And instead of moving him a tile away from the barbarians and then, taking the long way around, I just automated him straight down. It was a risk, even though it was on a lower difficulty, and it really, really did not help. Are you kidding me? There's a guy in there? Ah, 1 barbarian. He was hiding behind the deer. So now this is going to waste a turn killing that guy, but it is what it is. Okay. Ugh. You know what? Now that I don't need that archer up there, I am going to stick around here and help clear this out. The Pathfinder's not going to be able to get there on 1 turn anyway, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to bring him up here. And that's a little cheating thing I can do. Even though I don't have any turns left, I can see what their strength would be. So he's probably not going to be able to kill that unit on his own. If he could, then I would not have used this archer on him. I'm going to instead use this archer on this boat. The trireme. I think it was a trireme. No, sorry, a galley. So that took away some of their life there, so we'll keep moving. Biblos desires jury. Well, I'll see what I can do for you, Biblos. Alright, the worker is done constructing the quarry, and so you can see the effects to production. Yeah. That'll especially help during this golden age where I've told it to, another 8 turns focused on production. So now that you've seen how kind of we can micromanage the upgrades, I'm just going to take that worker and automate him. And of course he goes, they do a pretty good job at it. He goes to the nearest luxury resource or, animals or things. Actually, there's a deer right there. Now that we have granary, that deer tile would be worth extra food, so eventually we'll upgrade over there. I got a good amount of money right now, but I'm not sure if I want to spend a couple $100s to upgrade to buy the land that goes that far out to that deer, because there's no other Civ in sight that's going to get to it, so I will have it eventually. So I hope I'm not talking too much. I'm just those are my thoughts. Excuse me. So back up here, so I'm going to take this worker. I should keep a escort with him, but since I'm a glutton for punishment, I'm just going to have him run down there as quickly as he can. Taking this Pathfinder back up to those ruins that miraculously no one else has picked up. This archer only has limited movement because of the terrain. I'm going to take these guys down with the archer and then clear it out on foot with this. So again, there's a specific reason why I went in that order. If I started with these guys, the Pathfinder, and then used the archer, I wouldn't have cleared out this encampment on this one turn. So, and we have salt over here. Another little... So we're starting to see like the shape of this landmass that actually is a pretty big continent. A lot of continents when you start out the game are I guess it depends on the map size. We're playing at a standard. I usually play in really small maps because I like really, really quick games, but it's a little bit bigger than I normally play.
Wisdom and virtue.
We have finished researching the wheel, so I'll show you what that looks like. Got another social policy because my culture is awesome. Cities, city-states from my golden age. Awesome. So, each city you found will increase the culture cost. That starts a golden age. That's not a bad one. Happiness I'm not really worried about. Speeds the training of settlers, which is pretty good, but I'm not. I'm at actually at a pretty good point for expansion right now. So I'm actually going to move out of that social policy tree. Honorous combat, which I haven't really had to do too much yet, except for barbarians. Faith we're really behind on. Let me do some faith just to show you what faith looks like. See, I've got 4 faith. I'm only producing 1 per turn. 10 faith is the minimum to found a found a religion, so I'm 6 turns away from doing that. Let's choose a tech. Trapping, because now that actually optics, lighthouse, that's for fish, for workers. Let's do trapping because we have, we have some things that can use trapping now. Promoting a unit, survivalism and visibility. I'm gonna stick with survivalism. Visibility is cool. There's always, you'll expand the map eventually, so it's hard for me to justify, expanding, that ability. And there we go. I moved a couple of spaces and ended up face to face with a barbarian. Is this a... Oh, that's Montezuma. Okay. I didn't realize this city was like right there. I guess I wasn't paying attention. And I guess since that's going to be where I'm exploring next, I guess I have a couple of turns to fortify him. Again, trick. Move a space, then fortify. Archer, I'm going to move right through here. I can't, go on that tile because it would start a war. So I'll walk around this way. On higher difficulties, if you're worried about being attacked, it's not a bad idea at all to leave a military unit near or in each city. But, I'm not doing that. This is really kind of a learning game. Sometimes this happens when you're automating upgrades. So here's this worker who's been automated, and you'll just see him kind of like in the middle of a map. This is one of the things you have to pay really close attention to if you automate a worker, because he's kind of done building improvements here, and the computer is the game is figured out. The game recommends you need a pasture over here, so he is running over here to do a pasture. Which is, I've got a worker up here who's coming down there. I just haven't automated him yet. So basically, I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to stop his automation. And I'm going to tell this guy to construct a road. I just can't do it because he's already moved this turn. So I'm going to take this guy. Get him one step closer to coming in. Pathfinder is going to explore the ancient ruins. And it does look like you can't use the same upgrade multiple times, so not as cool a perk if you could just set. But I guess I understand why it's not like free settler, free settler, free settler. That's like 30-40 turns of production in a couple of ruins. So I guess I get it. Convince them to join one of your cities as a citizen. What am I working on technology? No, I have only 3 left on trapping, so I don't want to do it. I don't want to do that either. If it was a scout, using the equipment to upgrade him to an archer, that's amazing, like within the first few turns of the game, because you don't even have the archery tech yet. You know what? We said we'd do religion. Let's just do religion real quick. So now we gain 20 faith, so we're going to be able to found a religion either now or on the next turn. Alright, he's still an explorer. He's still a pathfinder at heart, so I'm gonna go hill on this side. So we're see some water on the other side. This archer. How far am I from sailing? Let me see. Where's my science? I'm doing trapping another 3 turns. I forget where the option for embarking is. Where is it? I always forget exactly where it is. There, it's right there. It's optics. So optics allow land units to embark across water. I know you were thinking, hey, when can I cross that water? If I changed, we could do it in 7 turns. I'm going to finish trapping, and we'll do optics next. So in 10 turns, actually at turn 50, right when we end the game, right when we end the video, rather, we'll do that. Now this archer... I hate to bring all my archers up here, but then again, I'm really not worried about defending this city because, no one's really going to be attacking anytime soon. So I am going to move my archers both up this way. I can't go on this land because what you can do is you can speak to the civilization leader, and you can ask for open borders, which is very common. It doesn't mean you're allies or friends, but neither one of us can do it right now because we can't write. It's very helpful too if you're here and you wanted to get here fast, asking them for open borders real quick, paying them some money. It's a really easy thing to do, so you really do kind of want to get writing when you can. Found a pantheon. So this is how you found a pantheon of a religion. This is in the Gods and Kings expansion. It just adds not so many. It adds an incredibly rich layer on top of the entire game, which I know it sounds complex at first, but once you get into it, you'll just be glad to have this additional thing here. So the Pantheon allows you to pretty much, pick your perk that your Civ gives you. God King is awesome. It increases your yields on everything, but you need a palace. You can read through all these. I'm not going to go through them all, so I'm just going to choose faster growth rate because my borders are big and I needs people. I'd love it if... Bam! Barbarian encampment, and it looks like they're on ancient ruins. I am on a ruin roll. Okay, so remember I stopped this guy. So what I want to do with him is I want to connect these 2 cities with a road. I don't really want the road to be down here. I kind of want it to be like from here straight over. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him over 1 space. I'm going to have him build a road going this way back here. And I'm going to have this guy come over, even though I want to build a pasture, he's going to come to the city center and build a road this way, so hopefully they'll kind of meet in the middle. All this forest will eventually chop down because it really just hurts my movement, and that's in the, where is it, the, production, where's production? Oh no, it's science, I'm sorry. Remove jungle, oh no, I didn't mean to change it. Removing jungle tile, so that's going to be in bronze working, because you need bronze axes, apparently, or axi. That's right, we're moving these guys. So he's going to move one space. This guy's going to move as many as he can. I think I told him to heal, which is fine. But again, trick, move a space, fortify. If you learn one trick from me, just have it be that. Remember to move your guys who are fortifying until healed. Trapping is done, which I can't do right away, but whatevs. Choosing production. Again, love that monument, but we're training. We're trying to show a lot of different things here. Granary's awesome. More food, more peeps. I said I was... Oh yeah, but caravan is already built, so we don't have to build that. Don't need another pathfinder. Chariot archer. So you see how right here, 4? I have those 4 horses because right there, I constructed a pasture around them so they can't escape. So that's where I get horses from. So I can build a chariot archer. It's actually going to require I give up one of those horses, and it'll transfer that one horse to a unit. And horses are very valuable. You can build all the mounted units in the game require you to actually go find horses on the map. So don't neglect them. I'm not going to build I will build a chariot archer. I'll show you how horseback movement works. And what did I say we do next? Bronze working, or did I say optics? Yeah, clearing jungle is cool, but let's do optics. We'll show you how to embark. And up top here. Ooh, you know what I might do? I'm going to try to pull a little bit of tomfoolery over there. I'll tell you in a second. So there's my caravan. What do you do with a caravan? It's camels. Yay. So establish a trade route. You can also change the home city. And then all these other guys are the standard things you can do. So establish a trade route. So I don't have any cities that I can establish a trade route with. Bill, why don't you have any cities you can establish a trade route with? Because I don't have them connected with roads. Remember? Told you roads were important. So, major civs. I'm not connected with roads to any major civs, and I don't have open borders, so I couldn't connect them, in their own area. The only thing I have is the city-state. Now, their revenue will be 1. My revenue will be 4. So this is a pretty good deal. So since that's the only one I can do right now, the other, remember the first option was second option, change your home city. So I can send him to Tamok, and then he'll just show up there on the next turn. That would be useful if Tamok was connected to somebody with roads, but nobody is. So I'm just gonna send this caravan to Monaco, and you'll just kind of see that caravan, slowly moving to Monaco and back. And look at that, Monaco is so happy with me. We are friends right now. And remember, what do friends get? See that? A befriended, cultured city-state will provide you culture. So, when you come up here, +3 from city-states. So again, all these things are interconnected. Which is awesome. So here's my worker. So I moved him over to this tile because I want to create a road going here to here. There's 2 ways you can do this. I can take this worker and I can say, just construct a road on this tile. And it tells you on the bottom, unbroken chain of roads allows units to move more quickly. It doesn't tell you the exact bonus you'll get, but it's pretty big. So I'll show you both ways. I'm going to say, construct a road. So then for 3 turns, they'll be constructing a road. So we have the archer up here. So again, I like to move the guy in front first, just the way I like to do it. Then the guy in back. I'm actually not being very smart with this. I'm going to wake this guy up. I'm going to move him. He doesn't need to heal right now. And actually, he'll heal faster if I just pop him in here real quick, heal, and then keep moving this way. Here is worker number 2. I'm just going to tell him to come over to the city center. And on the next turn, we'll build that road. Get it? Bastion, build that road. Really good game. And here we go. So here's my Pathfinder. So just like I said, I'm going to pop him over to inside the borders here. I like to move the guy in front first. One tile first. Then another tile. That is just a phenomenal name of a city, isn't it? Ah, crap. So here was the thing I was trying to do. I was trying to take my Pathfinder, take him into the ancient ruins, take the survivors that were in there as a warrior, and then destroy those barbarians. The barbarians were like, we're not going to let you do that. So, major victory. So check this out. Bonus versus barbarians, 70%. So you can tell what the bonuses or where they come from by just coming down here. I guess you really can't. Maybe I'm just not seeing it right. But yes, when you hover over here, so my barbarian bonus is what's really making this a major victory. So it's only going to take 2 turns to wipe them out. So even though my trick didn't work, it's not going to slow me down that much. Now this guy is going to come over here. And again, so like let's say I wanted open borders between these guys without causing war. He doesn't look like... He looks like even when he's happy, he's angry. So I could ask him to trade, and I could say, hey, open borders. And I could say, okay, you give me open borders, I'll give you open borders. Maybe he would say no, and I can say, okay, well, how about a little bit of gold? Or, you know, like 5 gold per turn for 10 turns or whatever. But again, since neither one of us can write, we can't do open borders yet. They want incense. The city of Mosankani wants incense. Okay, well, I'll see what I can do. Okay, so here's my workers. So we finally made it over there. So remember I told you you could either build a road manually. This is the other way to do it. Route 2 mode or Route 2 mode, however you want to do it. Speak it. So if I choose Route 2 mode, then I choose the tile that I want to build the route to. So these guys are starting the road here. I'm going to tell them, okay, build a road to there. And they're supposed to choose the most efficient route to go through there. I probably would have chosen to go down and through here. They chose to go over this way. That's one of the reasons you might want to do it manually if you're very specific about how you want it built. But I'm okay with it going like this, so I'm just going to say next turn. Alright, here we go. So these guys, I want to bring them in here to heal. These archers, see, I don't know if I want to bring them this far up because I might be landlocked over here. Oh, let's try that trick I was going to try. Come in here. Ooh, I can convince them to be a settler. That might be awesome, and then I'll have like 3 cities on this continent, which will be great. I can spread around. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a city. And then I'm immediately going to found... Actually, the game does do a pretty good job of recommending where to found your cities. Even though there are fish up here, I would have fish and cattle. But because I get so much land when I found cities with this Civ, I am going to come down here because it'll extend to the horses and the marble, and then maybe even the sheep as well. So that is what I'm going to do. Again, just like before, you want to be extremely careful not to let your settler get captured by these guys. So even though I can move him this turn, I'm not going to because sometimes I learn my lesson. And now that we kind of know that spot is clear up there, I'm actually, instead of moving both archers that way, I'm now going to take this archer and I'm going to move him kind of like over towards this direction. See what we can open up over here. And here we go. So I'm going to take the Pathfinder. Why would that be 2? Pathfinder. Pathfinder. No idea why that would be 2 moves unless I'm just totally missing something. But let's move the settler off this tile. I guess the Pathfinder maybe already moved that turn. Maybe I'm missing something. That archer, I'll kind of have him go like halfway up because again, if I don't need to bring him up there, I won't. Even if that barbarian takes that settler, I'll kill him with the... Oh, that's so great. As I was saying, even if they take that settler, I will kill them on, you know, the very same turn, which will regain me that settler. That was too funny. The only thing I lose, which kind of is not great, is I have no freaking movement points on this turn, so it cost me a turn. What are you going to do? Alright, so we're now down to production in Tomok, and what just got built? I already knew that. Oh, there we go. Finished. Granary. Granary is cool. Oh, no, need more production. I think I'm already producing a chariot archer elsewhere. Watermill is cool. Have to be next to a river, which we are. Gets additional 2 food and 1 production. So that's kind of cool. So just per turn. Buildings are awesome, especially like early on in the game when, like, you know, once you kind of clear out your whole big area, it's not like, you know, really hugely important that that you get what do you call it, tons of units. So I like to lean towards buildings at this stage, kind of like the mid, like 40 to 60 turns. Watermill. Yeah, let's do the watermill. Why not? Who needs orders? This worker. Okay, so you see how I built this road? Now, a lot of people are confused by roads at first. Road tiles next to other road tiles will connect to any adjacent road tiles. That's the most important thing to remember. Because right now it's like, oh, well, crap, like, I don't want the road to go that way. If I were to take this unit and put him here and build a road, those road tiles would connect. You'd see it happen. That's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to move that guy right there, which will make him out of moves. But you'll see where I'm going with this. I am going to move this guy up this way-ish to kind of be like a guardian for that city. This guy's going to move over here, which sucks because of the forest movement penalty. This guy's going to move into the city here. Not all the way in because I want to fortify him till healed. Montezuma's dudes are just like running back and forth in this little open bit of land, so... My golden age ended. That's too bad. Alright, choose productions. So I finished my chariot archer. I get to show you what that looks like. I could do granary for some more food to produce new citizens. Maybe I should do a wonder. Let me show you what a wonder looks like. 15 turns, kind of a lot, and we're ending at 50, so let's not do that. Monument is culture for expansion. Pathfinder wouldn't be the worst thing to do, because I'm going to end up putting him in the water pretty soon. Okay, this settler... I am going to move him just a couple of tiles in, even though I hate to lose a couple of turns on it. I do want him closer to... Actually, I'll do it on the next turn because I get so much extra terrain. Alright, chariot archer. So I got 4 movement, double what any guy's had so far. Haha! I can conquer the world with this movement. Not really, but you can tell how the mounted units really can move a lot farther, a lot faster. And with roads, it really is a pretty big thrill when you connect these guys with roads, and I can take this unit in 1 turn and move him like all the way up here. I know it sounds so dorky, but I really get excited when I build a road that can do that. Let's keep building a road. So this guy's doing manual, right? I'm going to build the road right here. Construct that road. This archer guy, I'm going to move over here, trying to open up some more map. This guy's going to end up being protection for this city up here. Chariot archer, I'll help, barbarian galley. Maybe I can attack him from the shore, like a shore attacker guy. Can't see him anymore, so I can't do that. Only can move 1 because of the terrain. Move 1, move 2, more horses. We'll come up here with that guy. Come over here with Explory dude. Found a city. Bam! How perfect was that? I got the horses, I got the marble, I will get the fish pretty soon. And you see this lightning bolts. That's the pantheon I founded, so I have 1, or sorry, not that I founded. That's the religion. That's how many religious followers I have in that city. Or it is. No, yes, there's lightning bolts. Lightning bolts. And there's none over here. Because you can have religious followers in other cities. So here is the world that I have created so far. Pretty awesome, right? This game's great. Choose production over here. But again, whenever you found a new city, you're down to like very little production, so you're like, oh crap, it kind of takes forever to do almost anything in it. I'm actually going to do workboat because as I produce new citizens, I'll be able to increase production, and hopefully by the time the workboat's finished, I'll be able to get that fish. Was that the right thing to say? Yeah, because worker, I want to improve these tiles, but remember I was telling you about you kind of want to have everything at all at once. I really do need more workers. Once this guy is done building these road tiles in like 7, 9 more turns, I could have him follow the road and and reposition him. I'll do a worker, not a workboat. And let me change the focus to production. No, production will make me stagnant. I'll stick with the default for now. All these decisions, right? And again, so you see my happiness right here. Let me wait till the...
Rouse the spirit of Zeus.
Classical era. Okay, so the happiness, so you see I'm getting 15 for the difficulty level. So if I was playing on normal, because of all the the happiness I'm generating and the unhappiness, I'd be at a happiness of 3 right now. So that is really very high because of the difficulty. So if you're starting low, just try to keep an eye on it, because even though it looks great, it only looks great because of the difficulty we're playing on right now. Open up the tech tree. So we got optics, so I can embark units. I'll show you what that looks like. And compass allows me to build better naval units, allow trade connections, which is part of the Brave New World expansion, I believe. I need to be able to remove jungles, even though I don't have enough workers. I don't have enough workers, so I'm not going to do that right now. Writing, that's what I want. I love the Great Library. 1 free technology if I build the great. So not when I get writing, but writing allows me to build the library, which finally lets me increase my science production. Build the Great Library, which gives me 1 free tech, and it also includes 2 slots for great works of writing. So basically, within your Civ, you can have like citizens, making great works of writing, great pieces of music, great plays, great poetry, and that can contribute to your cultural victory. So again, even though we've been playing for a while and we're 50 turns in, I still have not a solid idea of what type of victory I'm going for. I'm just building my Civ the way that I feel like it should be built, turn by turn. Some people have much more of a strategy early on. I just really like to have fun with it and kind of see how it rolls out, so that's how I'm playing it. And I want to come up here. One thing I want you to notice is, so you see this water here, right? Obviously it's coast. I don't see any ice here, and there are fish here. One of the signs that you're towards the top of the map is that you see ice. Now, I can't go any higher than this, so I know there's probably not land between here and there. And the other hint is that this is a tundra tile, so we're getting towards the top of the map. So I'm not going to go too much farther north. I'm going to kind of cut over here and see if Byblos is as far as I'm going to be able to go. This archer, I'm going to put him near that right there. So remember how I said we could embark? Now this guy here, he doesn't appear to have the bonus to embark. But for example, this guy right here, this Pathfinder, embarkation, can embark onto water tiles. What gives? This is something that took me a little while to figure out, and I kind of wish the game did a better job of explaining it, but it is what it is. So when we go to science, and when we go to right here, allows land units to embark and cross water tiles. Everyone says yay, and then we go out of here and we close this, and then it doesn't work. So if you continue reading, all units which enter friendly territory gain this ability. Since this guy was already in friendly territory, that's why he has the embarkation ability. This chariot archer down here, since we acquired that ability, has not been in friendly territory, so that's why he doesn't have it. Instead of going back this way and then going back this way, I am going to move this way. Ooh, Krakatoa. Remember, that's earlier. That's we'll get 5 science, as it says right there, if we work that. So I'd really like to get that. And then this atoll is just like a food area you can do. So I didn't get to all my movement points, so I'm just going to move him a little bit further. Once I put him into this area right here, I'll be able to embark. I will gain the embarkation ability. Pantheon founded. Oh, an unknown civilization. Ooh, one that I haven't met yet. So here's my guys here. I'm going to keep moving across this way. Natural wonder discovered. Ooh, discovery of Mount Kilimanjaro has increased happiness in the Empire. Food and culture, if worked. It's going to be a very hard thing for me to work because my borders would have to expand to include that. And Byblos is definitely going to expand to include that way before I am, because I don't plan on founding another city over here, so not going to happen for me. So see, there we go. So when you make a road next to a tile of another road, they automatically connect. And if we made one right here, they would connect in kind of like a triangle like that. So this guy, since I'm just doing this manually, I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to say construct a road, which will take 3 turns. That's just jungle tiles, and that's not a hill, that's a hill. Always look for hills, because that's what you get. Quebec City! Viva J. Charman! Viva Quebec! If you wish to speak to them, blah, blah, blah. No allies. Maritime gets food in the capital, so I'm all about food. Oh, friendly, so that's cool. They'll just make, like, nice requests. And we get cocoa. It's not that you necessarily like cocoa. It's just if you don't have cocoa of your own, it's always good to have more luxury resources. You get lots of bonuses for different things in the game, depending on, especially for trade caravans, which is still going on down here. I don't know if you can see it, but there it is. So you see that shows you like what the current trade caravan is, and I think I can show you. Nope, not yet. It shows you why you get the bonuses you get, and one of them is if you have more luxury resources, then, you know, the more luxury resources you have, the more stuff you get. This guy is finally healed. I'm going to have him continue exploring over this way. And we haven't looked at him in a while, but see this guy here? This automated road building unit? The reason it's taking him longer is because of these forest tiles. So he has to remove the forest, not remove the forest, but it takes longer to build roads, excuse me, on jungle tiles. I'm going to put that guy on alert, which means he's just going to sit there until I'm ready for him. Bam! Walk in friendly territory. There's embarkation, which I know you're worried about. Now, even though I have lots of movement in a lot of directions, embarking into water usually ends your turn. I don't know if there's any way around that with like a perk or something, but see, that unit embarks. They always become kind of this generic little, you know, these boats. You can always tell what it is from the icon there. So I'm going to go to next turn. I can't embark into these deep sea tiles, these ocean tiles. Top happiness is me. I wonder if everyone gets the 15 bonus for the difficulty, because if so, if they're not getting a bonus and they're at 7, then I'm doing really badly. But hopefully everyone's getting that difficulty bonus. Alright, production with Pathfinder. I got a new Pathfinder, so what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to embark him. I would go down if I thought there was more land down here, but I don't think there is. So I'm actually going to send him out this way and try to see if there's a way to get to this coastal area over there. But that comes later. First, let's do... Oh, we're at turn 50, so I guess it doesn't matter too much since we're going to end this video. Up. In true Civ fashion, one more turn. Let me finish the turn 50 and then we'll go. Pathfinder. Let's just start moving him over there because I know that's what I'm going to be doing with him. I'll go right there. Choosing production. Circus increases happiness, which I'm in no need of. Again, if you're playing on a higher difficulty, circus would be pretty cool. It would consume a horse. Or not consume one, but you know, you have to have horses in order to do it. Culture. Watermill's kind of cool. Get additional food. Have I not shown anything yet? Tricky. I'll do watermill. I still need more citizens to work stuff in here. Adopt a policy real quick. Ooh, patronage is now available. City-state relationships degrade slower. More influence to city-states. Yeah, I forgot about that. I will do patronage. Just to kind of mix it up a little bit. So here's my Pathfinder. Ooh, is that a new city-state I'm about to meet? It is. Kabul. They are irrational. Alright, this Pathfinder is still on his way this way. Keep him on land. Chariot Archer. So Chariot Archer doesn't have all that same benefits of land movement as he does on the water. I'm actually just going to put him back on land because of that. And we have a peninsula. So that's actually kind of cool. So that means that this Pathfinder doesn't need to keep trying to go over this way. Or he can, because he can embark. So maybe I will keep him going that way. I'm going to take this archer, going to move him through the mountain pass. Even though Gandalf says it's not a good idea. And that's the end of turn 50. So I don't know if this has been helpful, or if I have gone too fast, or if I haven't explained enough, or explained too much. But that's just, first 50 turns of kind of a, regular old game of Civ 5 with a whole bunch of things already starting to go on. And, a lot of different systems to take in if you're new. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this game, and if anyone has any interest in me continuing or learning the next bits, or just playing a game, let me know in the comments, and we will see if anyone wants to learn or play some more Civ. Thanks a lot.